Why have the North rejected Tinubu after they have denied Obi president 2023 election? But now they have seen Tinubu as their worst enemy.
I think to an extent this time around, I don't know why they decided to be the major critic of Tinubu's government. Yes, many Nigerians believe that Nigeria is being taken backwards by the incompetency found in Tinubu's administration in all ramification. Tinubu has put Nigeria in serious debt, running into trillions of naira, and he's been manipulative with the leadership of Nigeria, showing so many lapses, which was not foreseen by the Northerners. Anyway, let me just put it that way, But the gang of seem to be losing, grab this time around because of what the Northern nation or hemisphere, see as Tinubu running an Oduduwa, republic. We saw the same thing in during Buhari. We don't know why this complaint is coming now, but they seem to have disconnected totally, And these Northerners that we are talking about are not, Awusas. They are Fulanis, politicians controlling both the political structure of the Hausas and that of the political structure of the North. So I do not know how Tinubu intend to struggle over electoral relevance in the North without the Fulani politicians. I don't know how he want to divide the Hausas and the Fulani and to be able to see how he can manipulate his way, out of the total rejection coming from the North. So that is the picture. But one thing is certain at this moment in time is that it looks like another moment of error is about to emerge in Nigeria political space with the spread popularity, and structures heading towards Obi's candidate 2027. Obi seems to be the most popular politician currently in Nigeria, and people are already calling him de facto president. So I don't know how they're able to arrive that, but it tells you that Obi's popularity, is growing in every nook and cranny. Not from the grassroots, So organic, as they will say, But now that it looks like Tinubu might not return to considering to Abuja, Aso Rock 2027, considering other facts, and Nigeria's international and bilateral relationship with some countries seems to be nose diving currently now, because from what we are hearing, Trump is insisting that you can never smell that Aso Rock come 2027. You are a disappointment to 250 million Nigerians. The body languages, are coming from United States of America, is pointing to a direction that Trump is not comfortable with the presence of Tinubu, as Nigerian president, and some other factors, that we won't want to discuss here. But just to let you understand currently now that Atiku Abubakar, who seems to be one of the foods the North intend to put forward 2027, has come out clearly to tell the whole world, of course Nigerians, and of course the obedient movement, that it looks like the coast is clear for Northern Obi support at the end of the day.
Because pressure is high to Atiku. People are telling Atiku to step down for P2B.
Yes, the Northern political forces. Where I'm having problem Obi seems to be having a deep followership from the core Hausa homeland. Then if you look at also, because you see Hausa Fulani, if you look at the aspect, those who are mounting pressure on Obi, and on Atiku to step down for Obi, are politically controlled and people that have influence in the North, which are majorly Fulani emirs, Fulani, politicians. Let me just give you an insight. The issue that has to do with Obi's former running mate, Dati Ahmed, saying that that was a sharp shoot on the side of the coalition processes, but they have come out to react that what Dati Ahmed is saying might not be correct. That the coalition is working, and maybe that was what triggered ATIKU from making that statement. Clearly that he is not desperate to be Nigerian president, and that he can definitely work from the background to anyone that's the game who Nigerians, of course, choose, as in are going to choose, or particularly, who is going to lead the coalition or adopted political party ADC come 2027. And millions of Nigerians currently now seem to be looking towards the Obi candidacy, the Obi presidency. And they have made it very clearly that because of unacceptable incompetence of this administration, coupled with nepotism, globalization of the Asurok and appointment, the North are no longer comfortable with the man. They seem to have ganged up against the winner, alleged winner of 2023 presidential election, which is Greg Peter Obi. Obi did not let that take him backward. He consolidated on the grassroots and organic movement of the obedient movement, and you can see where it is taking Obi almost every nooks and cranny of this nation. Surprisingly, Obi stormed. People are wondering what manner of a man is Obi. Obi has been endorsed by international communities, to become the next president. But the problem is this, who are they going to trust at the end of the day? No, we should not be seen not as major deciders of Nigerian politics. We should not be seen that the South and the Southwest too, the Northeast and the Southwest too, have a major role to play. Definitely in making anybody president of Nigeria. And yes, let us believe that Obi is at home in South and Southeast. What happens to Southwest? The Yorubas are showing some signs of resistance, given what happened in 2023, where Obi swept Lagos, swept Abuja, won Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his polling unit in Bottom, and that triggers some level of Igbophobia that we are seeing currently now, and I pray it will get to a level where some of these things need to be thoroughly checkmated, because the Igbo has become the target. You can also notice recently there was a grand plan to go after places where Igbo businesses are being located, and begin to engineer or trigger some level of victimization by trying to destroy or remove their structures from Lagos State. Lagos, I pray it will not come to that level where it will become a signal to the reality on ground. What Obi presidency is going to bring to Nigeria, should only be on the pipeline until we begin to see how people who has brought him into power are not going to detect for him. Of course, Okute Stone, that's what he's been called in his homeland. Obi is a very difficult and prudent leader, and that's the kind of leader we need now to transform things. One of the things that will make Obi to succeed as the president of Nigeria is that any decision Obi takes at the presidential level, millions of Nigerians are going to come out and support it, because they knew that and trusted him that whatever reform or review or whatever policy he's going to embark on is going to be people oriented. And one of the things we should be looking at, at least to be able to eradicate poverty, at least to a minimum level where every Nigerian can feel the leadership democracy for the first time in the history of Nigeria. Obi seems to be the man that everybody is talking about today. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has lost international image, has lost organic support, has lost the support of millions of youths of this country, except family and friends. And what the Northerners are telling him at this point in time is, if you like, bring Sheyi, your son, as the next INEC chairman or the Attorney General of the Federation or the head of the Supreme Court. You are going home by 12 noon on May 29. As simple as that. That's what they are telling him. But unfortunately, the question that we need to put out there, as a Southern president, who come from the South, it looks like the Northern president is better than a Southern president, given the abysmal failure of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is also a Southern president from Southwest.
So, my brother, within the one tenor that remains from Satana, do you believe that Obi will perform well?
Obi is going to leave a legacy. It's not about performance, but that legacy will trigger a transformational agenda, in all sectors of the economy. Obi don't need to do, you just look at those critical areas like the issue of electricity, and make sure you conquer one sector of Nigeria. Then look into the issue that has to do with the oil sector, which is also critical, where massive looting is going on daily basis, and there was level of devastation,
Insecurity,
in pollution in Niger Delta. Then the issue of insecurity too. I can tell you, Obi can decide to engage international, support in that regard, and physical support in that regard. Unfortunately, Jonathan did not understand when they mounted pressure on him. Jonathan almost succeeded to win the war against insurgents, but he fell to the fear, of what the North was saying about Ihetrika. He failed to read, and unfortunately, Jonathan is also still being is warming up to come back. But Nigerians are sending a deep signal to him and telling him, Mr. Goodluck Jonathan, respect yourself so that Nigerians will continue to respect you.
and we heard that Peter Lofai is dead, and Obi visited the family.
Yeah, that's not the only place Obi has visited. People Obi has visited. Obi has been sustaining the grassroots movement of the obedient movement. Irrespective of the by-elections that happened, where we did not see ADC doing much, though most of the things are being structured, the majority of things are being factored in on the process. But we should champion an electoral reform. We want to see reforms carried out so that our vote can actually count. Because we don't want a human interference to our electoral processes that will trigger some massive rigging. Now, what we see in River State under Wiki, then, so we don't want any human interference in that regard. What we want is that, let everything be automatically, digitally done, so that we can reduce human